What's going on, guys? This is Roan coming at you with another video. It's been a really long time, guys. I feel like every time I say it's a long time, it kind of is. I've been really extremely busy with so many things going on. I mean, it's been pretty insane. Like, between me, like, I actually started dieting. I'm actually down 20 pounds in 12 weeks. So I've been trying to get into better shape for judo and also just for overall lifestyle. And I have my son that's supposed to be arriving in like 3 to 4 weeks. So, I mean, I have a second kid coming. So, whole bunch of things to be very happy about. But the other night, I was actually looking at some of my old videos and just some of my old engagement from you guys, and it really inspired me to at least try to put out another video for you for now. And then I'm going to try my hardest to be a little bit more consistent because I do miss this and it's so much fun. But as you can see, like, I'm in silver right now. I have not been playing Yu-Gi-Oh at all. I've actually been hopping around playing a lot of different random single player games. Like, I played BioShock, and I even played I'm on Indiana Jones right now, which has been a ton of fun. So I just been kind of hopping around. I've even dabbled in Alan Wake 2. So I've been just kind of doing a lot of single player stuff lately because, like, the way that my schedule has been set up, I've been really just waking up super early in the morning, going to the gym before I even have breakfast. So nighttime is usually when I start recording, and like, I just have not been recording as much as I used to do. So today is an anomaly, so I was like, hey, let me hop on let me hop on and put something together for you guys. So I haven't really been playing, as I said, so I really been kind of looking for inspiration of different decks to use. And the thing is, this stun is just so satisfying because it's always like a big middle finger to the meta, because it's like, no matter what meta is being played, no matter what's happening, and all of these crazy interactions that can come out, stun is still stun, and its stun doesn't care. So I ended up putting together a different deck for you guys for stun, which obviously incorporating all the different crazy changes that were made, where they banned Jogan, then they put all of the really powerful cards to one in stun. But as you can see, like, it still is somewhat viable because all I did was just navigate around everything. So I ended up going with two barrier statues. So I mean, what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna go into this deck really quick, just give you like a quick description of all the cards, and then maybe give you a little bit of gameplay as like a few examples. But I'm really liking this deck a lot. I mean, obviously going first. I mean, going second, you could probably make work, but we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, so obviously to start off this deck list, you got two barrier statues, as I mentioned. So I go, with these, it's always a matter of going with the cards that least get special summoned, or the decks that least get special summoned. So water, you have to worry about Tearlaments, but Tearlaments hasn't really been played in a very long time. Rock, I mean, the only thing you have to worry about for the rock statue is the what the hell is that card? Fenrir. Like, Fenrir is the only real card you have to worry about for special summoning. But outside of those two cards, for the most part, this will shut down most decks, because especially now with the format being fire, I mean, you have like Fire King Ace, you have Snake Eyes, I mean, even Yubel. I mean, all of that, this literally just screws all of that. So that's why I picked these two barrier statues, having them both at 3. Thunder King Ryo, for obvious reasons. Neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. That's huge. It's almost like a droll. Then, when your opponent would special summon exactly one monster, you could send this card to the graveyard and negate the special summon and destroy it. So that's another big deal. So Ryo is pretty awesome. Fossil Dyna literally is, you can't special summon anything. That's why it's at 1. I hate this game. Fairy Tale Luna is a very fascinating card because it's the way that it works is it's a level 4 summon, which is already annoying because you already have almost a 2000 monster for free. Other thing is I carry 2 of them because one of the effects of Fairy Tale Luna is you summon it, then you activate its effect, and then you can grab another card from your deck. I think it's another spellcaster, but that doesn't matter. You're just using that to get the other Fairy Tale Luna, so you'll have two Fairy Tale Lunas in your hand. And what's even more ridiculous about this card is the quick effect, where if you're if you're face up on the field, you could send your card back to your hand, and you can send another card of theirs back to the hand. Huge, because a lot of cards can't be destroyed. Think of Dragoon. Dragoon can't be targeted, can't be destroyed. Oh wait, but you can't target it. Just kidding. But anyways, the point is that, like, the sending back to the hand gets around destruction. So even something, let's say like Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade is, the minute you destroy Mirror Jade or send it to the graveyard in any way, it gets rid of all your monsters. You could just straight up send it back to the hand or quote unquote the extra deck, and then that negates it. So this is a very powerful card in that sense. Like it's not destroying, it's not sending it to the graveyard, it's sending right back to the hand. So this is very good for extra deck monsters, and even some monsters. Let's say you special summon and then you end up setting up your barrier statue, then you can send that back to the hand. Now it can't be special summoned again. So there's a lot of utility out of this Luna card. It's pretty awesome. Now, Inspector Border, this is like the most complicated card to try to explain, but it's simply so the way that I mean, this is the easiest way to explain it, like to where you can understand if you don't know what this card does. You put this card on the field. Also, like you have to control no monsters. You put this on the field. It's a 2,000 attack monster, and they cannot activate any monster effects. Like just like that. You just put this card on the field. If it's the only card on the field, no monster effects can be activated. But to the more complicated explanation is that as you have more types of monsters or more styles of monsters on the field, you get monster effects equal to that amount. So, for example, if you have a regular card and a fusion summon and a link summon, then that's like I think three. I would say that's three of monster effects. Oh no, just kidding. It's two. Two monster effects that could be activated before they can't do it anymore. So the simple explanation is the more styles of cards you have on the field, the more monster effects that could happen. So it's trying to make sure that there's only one type of card on the field when you activate this, then that will shut down any activations of monster effects. But yeah, as I said, I mean, if you want to read the whole card, but I feel like that's the easiest way to explain it. Now, Pot of Duality, you activate top three cards, and then you just add one of them in your hand. It's just to help you search. Pot of Desires, banish 10, draw 2. Time Tearing is the same. You activate its effect, then you get 2 draws. You can't activate anything from the hand, and you can conduct 2 normal summons. That's the biggest thing. 2 normal summons and 2 draws are probably the most important thing here, because you could easily draw like per turn and get a lot of your stuff started earlier, and then also you get 2 summons, so that will sometimes get around that imperm. Because if you set up 2 barriers, then they can't just imperm the one monster. Necro Valley. Obviously, it's kind of like an anti-graveyard card. Like cards in the graveyard can't be banished, and negate any card effect that would move a card in the graveyard to a different place. Very powerful and oppressive card. Clockwork Knight. I mean, this is my favorite card. I love this card. So it's so stupid. This really powers up barrier statues and like whatever cards you have on the field, because what it does is it increases your cards by 500 and decreases their cards by 500. It's insane. But other important thing to note is that all of your monsters become machine monsters. And one annoying interaction I'm going to tell you about now, because this happened to me and I was like, unbelievable. I ended up losing the game because I locked myself. So Clockwork Knight makes everything machine. There can only be one, says there's only could be one type of card on the freaking field. So I ended up flipping there can only be one, and then after that I ended up flipping Clockwork Knight. And now I ended up crackdowning one of their cards and pulled it to my side of the field. So that's my one stupid ass machine monster. So anything else I tried to draw or summon kept just getting thrown to the fucking graveyard. And I was like, come on. I was so angry. So yes, definitely these two cards antagonize each other. So just bear that in mind and just make sure that whenever you set this card and you have Clockwork Knight on, make sure you like you're consistent with the monster that you want it to be, because whatever that one monster is on your field, that's what's going to stay. So just remember that. It's very important. Now, Super Poly, this is just a board breaking card. Like, this is more for like if you don't have any of your barriers up and you have Super Poly, what'll happen is you can go and Super Poly out a monster, and then after you Super Poly out their monster, then you can start setting up your barriers. It's just kind of a way to break a board and make sure that your barriers are there to stay. And you can see the Super Poly targets, we'll go over those in a second. Solemn Judgment, very important card. Pay half your life points, negate the summon or activation of any spell or trap. Huge. Dark Bribe, another way of negate for a spell and trap. It just makes them draw a card, and then they can't do whatever they plan on doing. That's a very interesting, like, that's a very awkward smile. I feel like that's a creepy smile. Every time I see this card, it's just funny. The guy even just looks shady. Dark Bride, pretty funny to me. Solemn Warning. Um, this one is another like it. So when a monster will be summoned or will spell a trap card that includes a special summon happens, you pay 2,000 life points and negate and destroy. So I keep that in there as well, kind of like almost like a mini Solemn. Not quite the Solemn, but close to it. Solemn Strike is for monsters. You know, anytime a monster would activate an effect, or if it's special would be special summoned, you just negate the summon or activation. So it's almost like light, medium, and heavy. But you kind of need all of these to make sure that you stop the opponent enough to get your oppression on the board. Iron Thunder is a very interesting card. I'm kind of experimenting with it a little bit. It's another pay half of your life points card, but what it is if a spell or trap or monster effect is activated, either one, you pay your life points and you destroy the entire column. So now the entire column means their cards and your cards. So you need to pay very much attention to that because again, like I was experimenting with this card, didn't realize it was the whole column, so I ended up losing some things. So just that's important to note. I mean, like it just whenever you use this, either be prepared to lose whatever's in your column or make sure that the column is empty so that way you don't lose anything. Macrocosmos, an anti-graveyard card. Basically, once you flip this, then anything, literally anything, goes to the banish pile for you or your enemy. Unending Nightmare, this card is pretty broken too. Like I discovered this one. So you pay 1,000 life points and target one face-up spell or trap on the field and destroy it. The crazy part about this card is that it's once per chain, so you can keep doing it. The only thing is, obviously, is at the cost of 1,000 life points, so you have to be wary of that. But still, I mean, you literally are just like, no to this card, no to this card, no to this card, no to this card, and literally you could just keep doing that, and then they may not have anything else to do after like 1,000 negates or 1,000 destruction, whatever. You get the idea. So there can only be one I just mentioned. It's only one monster of each type. That's the whole gist of this card. I mean, this stops a lot of decks. Crackdown. This is another card where you flip it and then you pull the card. Or you pull like their monster to your side of the field and you kind of hold it hostage. And the cool thing is that they have to attack you that card in order to like attack you directly. So if you're taking, let's say, like for example, not Fire Kings. Why am I drawing a blank right now? Snake Eyes. For Snake Eyes, the Flamberge card. Flamberge card is 3,000 damage, or 3,000 attack. You could totally pull that card, and now they have to attack over something 3,000 in order to actually get to you, or to attack you directly. So, I mean, this could be really strong strategically if you know what decks you're playing into, or even just to buy you some time. I mean, even if it doesn't have to be a 3,000 monster, it could be like 1,500 or whatever, just to buy you a turn so that you can continue your whatever you're doing. So it's a pretty decent card, and not to mention like taking control of, let's say, like a what the hell is that card? Baron, like Baron LaFleur. Like all of a sudden, like they have it. He uses all of his negates, and you just grab it. Now you have a 3,000 monster. And now he can't use any of his bullshit Omni negates. So it's a pretty cool card. Now, Mudragon and Garura and Earth Golem and Starving Venom, like all of these cards are just super poly targets. So this one, two monsters with the same attribute but different types. This one, two monsters with the same type and attribute but different names. Earth Golem, Cyberus, and Link. Two Dark Monsters. And then this one is Fallen of Albaz and level 8. Two of them. Fallen of Albaz and one effect monster. So all super poly targets. Now, the cool thing with Mudragon is that you could declare one attribute and then they can't target this card or monsters with the same attributes. That's huge. This one, any battle damage is doubled, like direct battle damage. Whatever damage that goes to your life points gets doubled. That's the easiest way to explain this card. So if you hit them for 1,500, let's say they have no cards on the field, you hit them, then that becomes 3,000. Earth Golem, I mean, there's nothing, I don't think there's really anything, there's, card attacks a monster. Well, I guess if this card attacks a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, this card gains attack equal to its original attack during the damage step. I guess that's cool. I mean, that's all right. But yeah, I mean, this card is just more so, like I said, just to get things off the board. Starving Venom is cool. This one I use a lot of. This one is, if this fusion summon card gets destroyed, you could destroy all your opponent's special summon monsters. That's huge. Then also, if this card is fusion summoned, you can make this card gain attack equal to one opponent's special summon monster until the end of turn. So whatever, like let's say they have a monster that's like 3,000 attack with special summon, it adds 3,000 attack to your own, so you end up getting 5,800 attack. That's the other crazy part of this card. Then the other ones, I don't think there's really anything big on them. I haven't really experimented with these very much yet, but I guess as I discover more cool things, I'll probably make a video about them. And then Chaos Angel is just because you have lights and dark, or I don't think you have any darks, but you do have some lights. So do I have any darks? I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think. Yeah, it's only. Oh, here's a. No, that's a rock. Just kidding. Right. Sorry, but yeah. So I mean, but either way, like you can have like only light monsters, but this is just something that you can use, which is cool. Now, if it's synchroed with light monsters, you're unaffected by monster effects. Wait. Yeah, unaffected by monster effects activated. So that's what you're gonna see more of because I do have a ton of light monsters. So that's what you're gonna basically be using it for. Bagooska, and not to mention, obviously, I think if you crack down, you can use like if you pull a dark, then you can go into this card too. So, I mean, that's the only possible application I could think of off the top of my head. Bagooska is a staple because if you have it in defense position, every all of their monsters are forced into defense position and they can't do anything. So this is a good stalling card. Or there's even one game I played where I had to go into attack Bagooska, and attack Bagooska can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and they can't be targeted neither. So there was like some really weird interaction on the opponent's board where like everything I kept getting or trying to do, he kept destroying or something. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go Bagooska, and sure enough, I went Bagooska, and then I think he tried to flip the trap that he was gonna use, but then it didn't matter, and I just attacked him for game. So it pretty utilizable card. Now, Divine Arsenal, yeah, this one is pretty self-explanatory. You have two materials, you can just wipe the entire board. The easiest way to do Zeus would be probably Bagooska, attack, and then go into Zeus. That's really the. I don't see any other possibility happening. So, it's Oh, whoops! I'm looking at the wrong card. Yeah, see if an Xyz monster is battled. So it's literally going to be Bagooska, attack, Zeus. This card is just a level 1 link. I mean, that's just maybe like maybe you take something with Crackdown and then you just want to get rid of it. That's really the only use for this. And then SP Little Knight is just a broken card that you just absolutely need to have in every deck. So this one you have to make sure to have like if you have it let me try to explain this properly. So the way that this card works is that you can just take any two cards and then make SP. That's fine. But the better way to do it would be to make it with like a fusion synchro Xyz or linked monsters material, because then what happens is that you get to choose a card and banish it. That's the biggest part of this card, because it's not only is it that first banish effect, but then anytime a monster effect is activated, you can you could take two cards on the field and send them to the banish until the end phase. So it's basically a dodge. Like if they try to attack, let's say they try to target your monster and destroy it, you could just take that monster, send it to the banish, and then bring it right back at end phase. So it's a really annoying card to get around because literally anything you do monster effect wise, it just activates it and then you can just dodge. You just constantly dodge. The only way to get around this card would be to either tribute it with a kaiju, or you would just have to have more than 1,600 attack on your monster and just attack it directly, because otherwise it's constantly just gonna dodge. So that's the entire deck, guys. I mean, like it's a pretty simple deck. I mean, it's 41 cards. There's really, I mean, it's as simple as setting up your barriers or breaking the opponent's board, and then going from there. But yeah, I mean, now I'll probably go into a few gameplay, a few gameplay examples, and then let you guys know what you could do, or show you the full capacity of the deck. All right, guys, let's get started on the first replay. So as you can see, my opening hand, I mean, I have only like one strong monster, and then the rest are going to be traps, so I just kind of set everything up. He imper- See, this was stupid to me. I don't understand why he impermed this time. I feel like he should have saved that imperm probably for next turn, which you're going to probably see eventually. But, yeah, so he goes with this Lightning Storm. I like to go with Dark Bribe, because I figured just giving him a card would be a lot better than losing 4,000 life points. So preparation of rights, I didn't really give a shit about. Once I saw it was Mechanicos, like, that it can't be destroyed, I was so happy that I had Fairy Tail Luna on the field, because then I could just shove everything back to his hand. So that's exactly how it unfolds. So he just sends one, I say no, and then he had no choice but to pass turn. So Pot of Desires I didn't really care too much for, because I already had a pretty good setup for my board, so I figured I would save Pot of Desires as like a last ditch, last resort, like a last ditch effort for something. But now I literally have Fairy Tail Luna and another Fairy Tail Luna. Now he's probably going to do more bullshit with his Mechanicos, but fortunate for me... Oh, actually, no, he didn't do anything. Never mind, just kidding. But still, now he's really screwed. So now I got Barrier Statue. So now he really has no way out. I just let him do whatever he wanted because I knew that he wasn't going to be able to special summon anything. This I had to use just because I didn't know what this field spell did, so I figured it'd be better off the board than on the board. And then that's when he quits. I was just like, yeah, I'm not letting you even get any kind of momentum rolling. So that was going first. This is another going first. So this was amazing going first, but you're going to see what ends up happening, which really just, pissed me the hell off. So got time tearing, got clockwork. I mean, literally, this is awesome. Inspector border, whole bunch of traps. I was so happy until this happened. I was like, what an asshole. I was like, seriously? And then he had the nerve to try to give me the super good monster and then try to Raigeki right after. So yeah, definitely sold him that. Then he had whatever the hell that was. So I just put Macrocosmos on just in case. I wasn't sure if they used the graveyard or not. But at least I don't. So it works out anyway. So now I have Fairy Tail and another Clockwork Knight. So now I'm just hitting him for a stupid amount. Magic Cylinder. I was like, wow, how old are we? But, I mean, it's crazy. See, now this also pissed me off. So, like, he hit me down to 300 life points, but then he also had an Evenly, which I was not expecting him to have. So then he effect Veilers me, and I said, I don't care. I'm just going to put the other Fairy Tail Luna on the field. So now I got two of them. So now this was kind of annoying. So I ended up using Fairy Tail Luna to get rid of his token. Just because, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't understand how this package really worked. I thought he needed a token to get this on the field, but it looks like he got it on the field anyway. So then I just used the second one and then just sent him in anyway. It's just like, whatever. But honestly, stupid me, I probably should have waited until like that got on the field, and then I could see if this would have gotten on the field, then it would have been great. But now, what I did is I did that. So I ended up, this card is unaffected by card effects. Like, yeah, it cannot be destroyed and cannot target. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just go straight into Baguska, just attack over him, and then now, like, I should hopefully be sitting pretty. And now, even whatever this trap is, at least I know I should be able to attack safely. So now I go Duality, just to see if there's anything else I can get that'll be helpful. I go with Thunder King, just for that extra damage. And then I also have there can only be one, which is also awesome. Pay attention that I didn't use it while I had Clockwork Knight on the damn field. Now, like, I can use it safely. And then this turn, I just kind of... I think I like to go to battle. Yeah, I've said and just elect to go to battle and win. And then now, last but not least, going second. This was actually a pretty awesome going second game because I felt like I had nothing, and I worked with what I had to make something end up happening down the stretch. So now we got... So yeah, you see, like, appears like virtually nothing. So you already know that I'm going to have to probably go into Time Tearing and then just kind of Clockwork Knight and set. But you will see that in a second. He's just going to go into, like, I think 2 different monsters here. He's got whatever the hell this is, and then he's going to probably link... Oh, not even. He has 3 monsters. Just kidding. So first things first. Super Poly. I figured I would just get 2 monsters off the field. Got Garura. And then I elected to go and throw this into the graveyard because I felt like I had a pretty good setup, so I didn't really need a Pot of Desires. So now I got Clockwork Knight, and then I figured here I can end because I didn't feel like crashing my Garura. He does it for me anyway, which was odd, but I was like, okay, I guess now we're just back at 0. I was like, whatever works. So I have Solemn, I have Iron Thunder, I have a Macrocosmos. So I just turn on Macrocosmos to make sure that he doesn't get anything else added to his graveyard, just in case. He attacks me for 500 for whatever reason. I got a Solemn and a Macrocosmos. I figured I would just hold on to them because I wanted to probably just use some of these cards first. So he attacks me twice. I'm just biding my time, hoping I, pull into something useful. And I finally do. I get 2 statues, or 2 essential barriers. So I attack them both off the field, and now he can't special summon anything. And even his normal summon shouldn't be able to attack over me. And yeah, sure enough. Now I just attack, just continually attacking. So now I end up getting Necro Valley, which only just adds to, the oppression. Attack him 2 more times. Whatever I use here, then I have a whole bunch of other stuff waiting to be set. Now I just add Clockwork Knight just for insult to injury, and that's game. So yeah, fun deck. I mean, I feel like this is like Stun Deck 2.0. I mean, it works really well. I mean, you see going first and going second, how it could be utilized. Gonna eventually... I mean, I'm gonna see how I feel. Like, I'll see if I can maybe do some videos of me just kind of grinding through the ranks, or maybe I might just start showcasing different possible decks that I find interesting. I think the decks interesting, or the latter choice, might be easier just to kind of navigate for a consistency standpoint, just because I haven't really been playing the game very much. I mean, I started now recently, but I'll see I'll see where I get. But for now, hope you enjoyed this deck list. I mean, I'm having a lot of success and a lot of fun with it. And let me know what you guys think, obviously, in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.